Oh man, it's hot. So today, got a little bit of different video. I'm actually going to go look at a new toy for the farm. This morning, I got on Facebook Marketplace, as I do most mornings, check it out, see if there's any cool equipment, tools, Subarus, anything of that nature I might could get a good deal on. So this morning when I opened it up, I found a Caterpillar D2 Dozer, a 1952 model. The guy said that everything's good on it mechanically. Run, steers, the hydraulics are good. The only thing wrong is the pony motor. So he said he has to roll start the Dozer to get it going. Thinks it's a bad carburetor or a carburetor rebuild for the pony motor. So within luck, it's only about 10 miles away from the house, from the farm here. So I'm about to ride down to take a look at it, and going to try to take you guys with me. Hopefully he doesn't mind me filming us looking at the Dozer, and if everything works out, hopefully I'll be purchasing it and getting it up to the farm in the next day or two. So let's head out and go look at this bulldozer. So here it is. 1952 Caterpillar D2 Dozer. So the pony motor is no good on this thing, so they've been pull starting it with that skid steer. So that's what we're about to do now, is hook the chain to it, pull start it, and see how it runs and operates before I make my decision on if I'm gonna buy it or not. Well, so back from looking at the Cat D2 Dozer, I'll put in a little clip of it running. I didn't do a lot of filming while we were getting it running and moving it around, just because I was more focused on the actual Dozer and how it was running before I decided to invest $2 grand. We got it to fire off finally, pull starting it and shooting ether to it. It ran decent. It was spraying diesel out the top. They had cracked the lines loose to bleed the air out of the lines, and they had not they hadn't tightened up all the lines at the injector, so it was spraying diesel everywhere. They had taken off the valve cover for, I can't remember what they said, seeing if the engine was locked up or something, and didn't put the valve cover on halfway, so it was blowing oil out the top, all down the side. Covered everywhere. Throttle linkage had been taken apart because they were working on the pony motor, and they were having to adjust the throttle on the side of the engine, and it was a big mess. But it did run backwards and forwards under its own power. Did that pretty well. Hydraulics worked on it well. The blade went up and down. The blade would actually pick the front of the Dozer off the ground, but it was squealing really badly. It was low on hydraulic fluid. They ran it for a long time, more than I would have ran it, low on coolant, or I think they had straight water in it, but I couldn't see any in the radiator. After they cut it off, popped the cap off again, still no water visible, but I could hear it boiling off. So hopefully they didn't fry the head gasket or overheat the engine, because none of the gauges are working, except for the oil pressure gauge on the side of the engine, which I think is the oil pressure gauge, I'm not sure, but it was reading very, very low. But the old man said, oh, none of these gauges are hooked up. Well, if the gauge wasn't hooked up, the needle wouldn't bounce at all, but it was bouncing and it was just very, very low. What else? That's about it. The Dozer does not steer left or right. Both steering clutches were locked up. They claimed it was fine for it before they let it set. Claimed it set for 2 years, and oh, the clutches just seized up from sitting. Well, yeah, they can, but were they any good when they parked it? I don't know. So we're gonna do some research tonight, see what all involved in freeing up the clutches. The old man said that you can just take the plate off the middle of the back, reach in there with a pry bar and break them loose. I'm sure he said that just to make a quick sale, but I don't know. We'll look into it, see if I can find a PDF repair manual or something for that thing. Price some parts out, see what I'm looking at. Total investment, like I said, they're asking $2 grand for it. But the main thing was, you know, making sure it ran and moved forwards and backwards under its own power, which it does, and the hydraulics work. So getting it freed up to steer, and, you know, oil leak and diesel fuel leak, minimal kind of things. So yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do if I get it. We're going to have a lot of videos in the future on getting that thing up and going and making it look nicer than it does. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.